top 2 teams go straight to LAN, 4th, 5th, 6th, or yeah, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, they all go into a playoff bracket. 7th and 8th, they don't even get a chance to play that playoff bracket, and they're gone from that entirely. So Barrage, if they just keep pulling out draws, if they just constantly get the draws, and if they get the wins against Horizon and Wind and Rain, then yeah, they are definitely going to be certified for that playoff spot.
Yeah, and realistically, I mean, you know, it's not something as a team that you want to achieve, but if you get draws throughout, even if 4 or 5 points is probably going to be enough to see you at this point into that 6th spot, you know, with Horizon and Wind and Rain struggling to pick things up. But looking to the game at hand, we will move on to the ban phase. We see an early ban there for Blackbeard from Team Secret, so that is no doubt with that balcony and 2 single window approach in mind that Blackbeard's gone, also very useful on a breach triple wall. We see Lion come in from Barrage, which is not too much of a surprise, followed by an Echo ban and then a Clash ban from Team Secret. So again, we did question the viability of Clash post nerf earlier on demo. We see Team Secret still not wanting to go up against that operator. I think that just goes to speak for the power of a shield on defense.
So moving in to our first defense, and hooray, we finally see a split bomb site coming out from the players of Team Secret. Of course it would be Team Secret to go for one of these. Again, probably this is going to be not their actual strategy because it's, you know, Premiership and they're not going to expose their full strategies, but nonetheless, we'll see what they have. This could potentially be something that other teams who may be watching this match potentially could nick that strategy if they want to.
Yeah, as you say, it's not something that we've seen too often. We've seen Consulate played already twice tonight. We haven't seen the Archives Tellers site used once within that. So yeah, not something that's being used too often. Not too much of a surprise that maybe Secret just have that increased confidence to take a split site. You know, splitting your site over 2 levels creates a myriad of different levels of difficulty when you're coming through to defending it, because not only now, you know, have you got sort of, even if you want to keep people directly on site, you've got 3 on 1, 2 on another, so already it's becoming more difficult to cover the number of angles that you need to, let alone when you start introducing things like a roam game. So not too much of a surprise that Secret would be the ones confident enough to do that with that increased ability, as we've already mentioned. You know, somebody like Leon can go on the roam potentially on his own and not really have to worry too much. He can rely on that gun skill to frag himself out of trouble. But we'll see how this one pans out.
So Barrage, they are going to be bringing a bit of a hefty room clear out lineup. You know, they have the Jackal there, or the Trackle if you want to go for that. And already, Randy just opening up the wall straight away and catches Stizzy as he was still doing a bit of preparation work inside of the garage. So that great utility off that Skeleton Key. And as you can see, there's a mirror window inside of that cupboard. I actually believe that Stiz wanted to play inside of that, and that has been completely nullified by that quick, aggressive kill. And maybe Barrage, they may look to play a little bit more upbeat and up-tempo than what we're used to seeing. Maybe trying to fight back with that SMG-11 as much as they can. But at the moment, the players of Secret holding their ground, and maybe even manages to square off into a 4 versus 4. First Logic Bomb going out as well, and some of the tags going out. Potentially Lucky could get a little bit frisky, but just decided to back on off.
Yeah, great plays from Barrage so far to establish themselves. As you can see from the outlines, we've got 2 or 3 down there coming from the garage and yellow stairs area. Looks like they're largely ignoring the Teller's site, which could be a viable attacking option just to narrow things down, but you've got to be very careful of the vertical play. That flooring visors can be opened up to give lines of sight down into the Archives bomb site, so it can still be defended from up there, and there is also the option of the hatch drops if any of those have been opened by Secret. We see we've got Leon upstairs using one of those hatches to get a kill, just perfectly timed to prove what I was saying there. Kizza will, however, trade that out, so that takes the Maestro off the board, and that could be some valuable resource. But Meepy will get a down from the closet, and Lackey getting a kill of his own onto Wiz. That will leave us in a 2 versus 2 now with Smoke and Pulse remaining. Secret do have a bit of work to do here. The Pulse of Lackey is now lacking in health, and Meepy getting those toxic bays out to defend double door.
Has slowed down just a bit for Barrage. They're trying to climb their way in through towards the Archives. Kizza kills Lucky. I think Randy has an idea that He may be lurking inside of the electrical room. That will be the case, and Kizza just runs straight past Meatbee. Pulls out the shotgun, goes for the pump, and then again the shots come in from the CAS, and there we go. Meatbee pulls off the clutch for his team. The shotgun reigns havoc amongst the Barrage lineup, and Team Secret, they win their first bomb site on a split one in the Archives and Tellers.
What a message, taking what you would describe as probably the toughest and least viable site overall on Consulate and just coming out with a strong message. Let's be honest, it took Meepy to win that for them, but what an example of a cool head and exactly what that looks like. Keeps himself locked in there quite comfortably. Absolutely no room to manoeuvre in that small side closet, but he just waits. Kizza, I don't know exactly what he was doing. He runs past and shows his back to Meepy, and that's one down, and then he just comes out with that shotgun, and Buck takes one straight to the face, and that is round in favour of Team Secret, 1-0.
So it will be the top floor defense for Secret, and we talked about it why are teams banning Mira? This is the circumstance where neither of these teams have decided to ban that operator, and we will see Meatbee picking that 6th pick onto the Mira window for a top floor. Sure, you can place them facing in towards that B bomb site and also in towards admin, but we have discussed before, they are very, very easy to get rid of.
Yeah, quite a niche pick as we've discussed. It's going to be interesting to see where Meepy plays these exactly. The one place that I can think specifically, and it does look like he's heading in that direction, that Mirror can be particularly useful on top floor, is to slow down an admin push. I've seen games previously where this Mirror is played in exactly the same place that Meepy's playing it, and the Mirror doesn't even actually play behind the Mirror. Just the fact that it's there can take a minute or longer then for players to actually make the way into admin, because they're being so cautious of that resource, and there's not actually anybody playing it, so it's literally like free time wasting. It looks like that could be the case, although a rotation has been opened up in there, and I think Lackey is, for the time being, going to stick around. Maybe he's placed an ADS down there, so it would suggest that somebody's going to be playing in there. That's just to avoid any nades or Ella's coming in from the copy window, but that said, let's see how the admin push goes.
Yeah, so you can see majority of the pushes coming in towards that east side. This is a strategy that Barrage, they did exactly against Vex, where they really like to use and abuse that Inox from the Jackal. They get the live tags going in. Also, the droning always helps. I think Kizza just has to be careful of a potential jump out. I'd imagine Willow not going to cover that for him. That's a bit of a risky play going onto that particular window, because you really do expose yourself quite a bit from a potential jump out. And you see, just the players of Secret, they don't have to do anything. They're just sitting back, relaxing. The mirror window inside of the break room will be enough to slow down this round indefinitely for Barrage, unless they can get rid of that. Lackey somehow still alive, and you can see just more players and more drones trying to hunt this Jaeger as much as they can.
1 minute 50 remaining, and you've got to ask the question, how long do Barrage keep pushing this admin side for? They are struggling to move players out of there. As you said, Lackey managing to still move around in there. I think we had LMs playing in there. Leon Kid's still in the long desk area, and you know, there is a potential choice now to rotate on over to the west side and start thinking about a push from there, maybe 2 or 3 players, and just split things up. As Kizza tries to just move in through the window, Stiz getting a kill through a lovely hole that's been opened up to give the line of sight from the meeting room. We're going to have still more work coming from, this time, visas, so if we can't get into admin, we'll move downstairs and then we'll try to push from there onwards, but we'll have to see as the round plays out how much joy that has. We can see the mirror just keeping a tight angle there, and also 2 players again working this copy window. 2 minutes now wasted and still not into admin.
This is the issue with the mirror window, is that it slows down your push so much, and Leon, he even plays from below and eliminates Randy, so the main fragger for Barrage gone. Wiz, he also bites the dust as Leon still roaming downstairs, eliminates the Thermite. Willow does get 1 for his troubles, but really he is by himself in not a very winnable position. Even repels back up to roof with 30 seconds to go. All the players of Secret just have to hold the angles in the bomb site, and Shady, he just falls to LMs as he has the angles above, and Willow, yeah, what do you do, bud? Just swing on in and die? That's more than likely will be the case. 15 seconds to go. Doesn't even have diffuser, has to go against LMs and Leon, who have the crossfire, and just like that, Willow will die, and even Stiz, he steals the kill from both Willow and Leon.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's maybe comes from just playing on the fly like that. I mean, a lot of attacks are done on the fly. You know, you don't tend to have too many attacking strategies, more a location or a direction that you're going to try to push in from, and then you largely have to react to what the defenders are doing. But I think that's where Barrage have actually fallen down there, is they've not reacted particularly well to what Secret were doing. They've got resource, they've got men all spent in defending admin, and if you're trying to challenge 2 or 3 players, the quality of Team Secret players from the repel like that on admin, you are going to struggle, and we've just seen that there. But you know, that's sort of fair enough. That's your push, you approach admin. But when you've spent 2 minutes there, surely the question has to come at some point, do we need to move on from here?
So we do see Lackey on his signature pulse. I didn't know you were in the game, Ace.
I was waiting for that one, Demo, to be fair. I think we've had Jason Statham in the chat, which might be slightly more reaching or idealistic for me, but I'm going to take that one rather than Pulse.
I just wanted to save it for the last match to see, you know, when, you know, catch you by surprise potentially.
I like to think you've just like to build a bit of rapport with me first, Demo, before feeling like you could
hey,
go
it's
there.
Halloween
But,
soon.
you're more than welcome.
Pulse, you know?
You're more than welcome.
You go trick or treat in this Pulse if you want to. that could be your option.
I think that could definitely be done, but roaming the streets near Manchester with a UMP 45 replica, I'll be honest, I don't see that ending too well for me.
Yeah, probably not the best cause. Halloween, can't wait. That should be fun, But what also should be pretty fun is actually diving into our next defense. At the moment, Secret, they are 2-0 up with really no contestant from Barrage in that last round. They just looked very, very slow. The mirror window, which we said, it's a very easy mirror window to get rid of. This is kind of where they're not playing the Hibana, which would make it a lot easier. You could go ahead, Hibana the mirror window if the bandit wants to try and bandit trick, then you just throw a ton of nades and all the utility you can to try and stop that bandit trick. Again, if the bandit wants to stick the trick, gets frag grenaded, that's even better for you. And they will still go up against the mirror windows, as it will be a downstairs, and this is honestly Mira's best bomb site that she can really use and abuse, and already a bit of room presence as well, and a bit of room presence gone as Kizza, he gets the first kill onto Leon Gids. He will fall. So Leon just, Leon not doing anything. What a shock. Leon Gids, isn't so great.
Really struggling so far this match, but a great start for Kizza and for Barrage there, just moving into the top floor. Clearing out the roam against Secret is going to be essential, because those players on the flank are going to hit you hard and they're going to hit you fast, and you are going to lose before you know what goes on. But Kizza doing the job, getting the kill onto Lackey, so that will take both roamers off the board now, and it will allow Barrage to start thinking about how they approach site, although we're having a few little missed shots onto the static cam there, but we'll let him off on the basis that he's had a couple of great kills so far, and that's a third for Kizza, taking Stiz off the board 2 versus 5, and this is how one player can very quickly impact a match on Siege.
I can't believe that this is going to be the case, but Alems comes out of the bathroom, picks up a double kill, almost finds the third, but Randy will be there to shut down that pressure, and it's going to be all down to Meepy. If anybody's going to clutch up this round, it will be this man. He is clutched up on so many occasions for Secret. He comes in for the peak with a Vector, lands the headshot on to Sherry. Wiz also trying his best to open up in through the wall. Mirror window will be open to potentially play around that. The hatch is not opened as well, so it does give Meepy a lot more breathing room with inside of this garage. Very, very easily clutched for Meepy in this position. 1 versus 2. Still has to be cautious of Randy upstairs. He's going to start working his way in and potentially sees the peak on the pipes, but as you can see, Meepy just trying his hand and trying to go for the pick. If this goes into a 1 versus 1, I can 100% see Meepy come out on top. Really has to come down to see how Barrage can work as a team. Wiz and Randy have to be so well communicated for this. Meepy just, I think, giving a signal for his teammates to watch out if any potential cameras there may be. Randy sees the pick, but Meepy will fire some shots back, and Wiz will come in, but straight away Meepy will be there to shut that down. Randy sees him, but Meepy will just keep dashing back and forth. Randy has a significant health advantage leading into these final couple of seconds. Shots come in, Meepy just down to so little HP. Randy swings on round, Meepy will have the angle, shots come in, the Vector, and no! Meepy gets the clutch against Barrage! What a 1 versus 3 from Meepy, the team captain of Team Secret, sticks it to Barrage. Oh my God, Meepy, disgusting plays.
What a round from Meepy there, and what a round from Demo, bringing the excitement that deserved. That was a fantastic play from Meepy coming in clutch. He just did exactly what he needed to do. He kept himself out of the angles. He made it very difficult to hit him. He managed to put shots up into Rendy, which just made him rethink that vertical approach. What about that headshot onto Thermite coming through the garage door? That was the one for me. That headshot onto Thermite then brought him into the 1 versus 1 that he wanted. He got himself exactly into the position he needed to be, where he knew. He even popped that mirror before he went behind there so that he could use it to his own advantage in reverse. And then it was just all down to that final battle. And Rendy, unfortunately, you're going up against one of the best.
Yeah, maybe the clutch master. He has done this so many times for his team. My, oh my, this is one heck of a matchup. We fought Barrage. They had the 2 opening kills. They had the 3 opening kills. They killed the smoke. They killed the pulse. They killed the bandit. I'm sure he came in with that quick 2k, but straight away refragged, went into a 1 versus 3. And really from there, you have to question what went through Barrage's heads. They just completely lost it. And really, what can you talk about that Barrage, what they need to do better, and it's just communicate. There was no communication in that entire final couple of minutes.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I think what happened was Kizza was absolutely flying, got the 3k, and then that LM's double kill, I think, just really rocked them at that point. I don't think they were prepared for that. It rocked them, and it just seemed to really throw them off the pace. And as you say, Rendy and the Thermite, I just don't think work together as a unit enough. There was no way for Rendy to directly impact that fight, essentially. Yes, he could get the angles vertically, but you're talking about slivers of pixels to, you know, sometimes get that peak. Rendy needed to get himself downstairs. Thermite show some patience and just wait outside before challenging so that they could set up a definite trade situation rather than allowing Meepy into the 1v1, which is definitely what he was looking for. But moving on to this round, Secret 3-0, and we are gonna see Stiz now just putting the shots through. We've got some very quick progress into Garage here. He's gonna be challenged from behind that mirror. It's been smoked out, so you'd expect to see a possible plant going down now, but I'm not sure if the diffuser is in sight. But Kizza gets the kill onto Lackey, leaving us 4 versus 5. Stiz still challenging, gets one of his own onto Willow, 4 versus 4.
Barrage, they tried to take control of the garage as quick as they can, the same way that they did on this split bomb site previously, and they will opt for the downstairs attack. You know, we see typically teams want to take from top bottom for the split bomb site, but no, Barrage doing it a very different way. They have lost Kizza and Willow in those engagements. Lackey and Stiz as well did fall, but still Leon, Meepy and Alem's all alive and well. And really from this stage, Barrage, you know, they've lost Kizza, who's been a main fragger. They still have Rendy and Shady, who can do a bit of work with those operators. And Wiz, again, getting the drones in, seeing what he can find. Trying to actually play the mirror window, the potentially any rotates that may want to come in, but knowing Secret, they're going to hold their ground as much as they can. Barrage already looking to push in towards the locker hallway, but look where Alems is up above with some holes. Leon, kill onto Wiz, 45 seconds to go. And Secret, they have it in their control.
3 versus 2 now, and Alems is just going to sit upstairs and watch that angle. As you can see from the outlines, he's got both players approaching. If he stays patient, he does see one move past. Will he get the kill? No, he gets the shots, but Meepy, meanwhile, picks up the kill, taking that last 5 to 10 HP from Buck. Now then, Alems knows that the last is below him. He can see, he just keeps getting the odd peek, but he can't quite get him still enough for long enough to pick the kill up, but I think this is only a matter of time until he sees him down through the girders. Shady will move through and finish off the downed Leon. Now, is he going to make this plant stick? Alems has dropped the hatch and is going to be moving back in. Meepy putting the smoke in just to make the visibility difficult, if nothing else, or to at least restrict movement. Alems moves in, gets the down, and it is just going to be a case of picking up that diffuser. Great plays again from Secret, and they are on fire tonight. They look clinical and look like definitely the Secret we're used to seeing. Maybe not quite what we saw last week, but they are back with a bang.
It just shows the different levels of team chemistry between both of them. Barrage, sure, they have the team chemistry. I know that Kizza and Willow have played with each other constantly in teams together since release, since the debut of Rainbow Six Siege. That is how long these two guys have been together, but everybody else really still new. They're getting used to that. Secret, these guys have been playing for a substantial amount of time. I'm pretty sure it's coming up to nearly, you know, at least I'd say about 8 or 9 months at this stage for Secret. They have been about for quite some time, and even you know, the history that Lackey and Meatbee have as a team as well. Very, very long teammates, so you're kind of expecting the chemistry to be on the side of Secret at this stage. And it really does show in those kind of final clutch moments.
Yeah, absolutely. It's showing the way that they just, you know, they rotate around each other when one dies. The others automatically know where that hole has been left, and they adjust accordingly to cover angles, to, you know, just so that they know that they're picking up what their teammate was previously. And it just means that although you've got a man advantage against them, you're almost playing against a different unit at that point. It's almost like, right, this is the 4-man secret, this is the 3-man secret, and they've got setups ready for all those situations where they can just come through and they say, right, okay, we've lost Meatbee, so now Leon shifts to there, and again, you're just playing against a brick wall every single time, and that is what we're seeing for Barrage. They came in, they took quick control of Garage there, they got a couple of kills, they, you know, took over the resource of the mirror, so the mirror that they put in place was then useless. But it doesn't matter, because everybody then already knows, let's fall back to site, we adjust our angles, this is how we now play it, given that we've got 3 left for this site, and then Barrage come up against a very difficult situation.
Another difficult situation, I'm sure, is what Barrage will come up against, as once again, Team Secret, they have the access for the top floor. Again, those mirror windows, one inside of the connector and also one inside of the admin. The admin one, definitely the main cause for caution that the players of Barrage have really been struggling with. Once again, Kizza on the rappel, trying to see if he can find a footprint as much as he can, because it really does help with getting rid of anybody inside of admin. We've seen it work pretty well against Lackey, who did try and roam his way inside of admin, and he will try and do that once more. Kizza just holding the slivers. These guys, they've done this before. They know the routine spots that they do. They have it strata out. They know exactly how to attack admin, and it is a very different way, one that personally I wouldn't have done, but if it works for them, then sure, go ahead and work with it.
Yeah, as you say, they know those common spots and they're looking for him, but again, I think that just shows, you know, just another level of patience from Secret, that they do sit in those spots, but they just don't have that same urge to peak. I have the urge to peak, and I lose a lot of them, but patience is something that they just seem to have in absolute buckets, and they will just wait and wait until they get that opportunity, and as soon as they do, they don't miss a shot. So that's, you know, what Barrage are up against at this point. And we're, again, a minute and a half into the round. Kizza still outside Rendy with a very unfortunate TK.
That's your hard breach gone as well.
That, I mean, it's not the worst site to lose your hard breach on. It's not like losing it on a Garage Assault, but let's be honest, it still ain't going to help. It does remove the yellow stairs potential approach through closet, but ultimately we're a minute and a half and we've still got 2 operators only just going in.
This is the issue that Barrage do run into. They have used a bit of utility to try and block off that mirror window, but as soon as Alam's seen, hold on a minute, I'm going to get pushed, let me rotate away. You can see Kizza pre-firing that very predictable spot that Alams was trying to pick him in from. So still 50 seconds on the clock. Really from this stage, you're expecting Stiz and Meatbee to kind of stall out with the C4s and gas canisters alike. Even Leon with those goo mines, and already some of them are going to be popped. Kizza trying to push on in towards the A bomb site, seeing what he can. Shady over in the bathroom window, trying to approach it from a different angle, but straight away will be eliminated from Leon with that quick run out. Again, more shots being expended as well. Some Toxic Babes that lands its mark, and Willow will fall, so down to Randy and Kizza, who is pulling a goo mine out of his foot. 15 seconds to go. All the players of Secret have to do is hold the angles, and I'm expecting a flawless round from Secret, and that's exactly what I will get as Secret. They put on the 5-man sweep. Not just a 5-man sweep, but also a 5-0 sweep going into the halftime switch.
Worth noting that it literally does not get more flawless than that. Team Secret not losing one single hit point throughout that entire round, finishing with their full complement of 500. So excellent plays from Secret, really do look like a class outfit tonight. As you know, another good example towards the last 30 seconds of that round, of that patience that I was talking about. You had the mirror playing out in bathroom, we had Kizza approaching from long desk. Normally you might see a peek there, somebody make the challenge. We did see shots coming along, but never did the mirror stray far enough past to allow any shots to come in to actually make any sort of connection. And the Kizza, the Jackal, was dispatched without ever actually anybody being put at risk. There was explosives came in, downed, and then finished, and that is exactly what differentiates a top line team.
You've seen the Jackal. The Jackal was used. It got a couple of tracks. One of the tracks that it found was one onto Leon, who had already killed one of his teammates who ran outside. So really, these trackles just are not working because they're too slow at playing it. It's extremely slow from Barrage. Secret know how to play against slow teams. They've played against Team Vitality. They know exactly how to counter this particular type of play style. And that's where I start to fear for Barrage, because if you look at Team Vitality inside of Pro League, every single team in EU knows how to play against that. That is what Barrage will start to fall under, where teams will see the way that Barrage play, and it's so susceptible to a very easy counter strat. From any team that they want to play, that is more or less going to be the case. So really, Barrage, I can kind of see them either really certifying this slow push, and they really do it well the way that Team Vitality do, or they start to pick up the pace and really start to put a dent in some of these Prem teams.
Yep, totally agree. Team Vitality have a real knack of the drone hole they watch for 2.5 minutes. Just happens to be the one.
Reset at 15 seconds to go,
exactly,
and they still win the round somehow out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, they just and that's the sort of knack, the sort of luck that I don't think, you know, many other teams, if any, are going to be able to pick up. But looking back to this round, we are 5-0 in favour of Team Secret. This is the first attack that we're going to see from them. It's a top floor hold for Barrage. They have got a little bit of a roam presence. We've got a Jaeger and a Vigil, but not too much roaming to be done, as we've discussed on the top floor objective. But we do have Vigil moving down to that mid floor, and we're going to have Team Secret looking to push from yellow stairs, but we've certainly seen a down on a beautiful nade there, and LM's at the same time getting the kill onto Rendy, so that will bring us to a 5 versus 4. The roamer is off the board, and I think we're getting attacks from both sides now. I think we've also got some over admin Visa side.
Yeah, so Secret definitely having this pinch push going, and Lucky just barely missing the legs. He sees the Maestro. Maestro sees him as well. Both of the operators fire shots back and forth. Leon finally gets that kill on the Shady, and this is where a potential quick push could come in from Secret. As a bit of utility, the fixating bolts will be sitting by Capo, and the wall bang from Meatbee will land its target. Excellent bit of teamwork there from the players of Barrage. C4 get tossed out, but to no avail, as Willow and Wiz both downstairs, but everybody else, they will be up in the bomb site. Stiz eliminates Wiz, all down to Willow. 1 versus 5. If he clutches this, I will quit my casting career, but that's never going to happen, as soon as he walks around the corner, that will be him dead, and that will just be it. Game, set, and match. Quick 6-0 from Secret, just in Team Secret fashion. And Barrage, will they get put under the rug until next week?
And I think that's exactly the risk that you face coming up against Team Secret. You know, which one are you going to get? Let's be honest, 99% of the time, that's the one you're going to get, and they're going to run over you. But, you know, there was discussion about them being in the Premiership, but I think their presence is important, because at the end of the day, you know, a rising tide raises all ships, and by having that increased quality within the league, it's going to force teams to adapt, to step up, and it's really going to bring the best out of them.
Yeah, so certainly Secret performing why they are the top dogs inside of the UK, and even some of the top dogs inside of the entire world. They take full advantage of a very weak Barrage side, and if I'm not mistaken, that does stick them on top of the league. So Secret, really, what can you say except Team Secret doing what Team Secret does best? And really, where does Barrage then come out of this thinking after this defeat?
To be honest, I don't think that they'll take too much of a hit from it. They've had some very good results previously. They've had a very difficult first 4 fixtures. They now get to look forward to going into 3 where they'd expect to take at least 6 or 7 points out of the next 3 fixtures. So I think, you know, overall, Team Barrage, take it on the chin. You know what? We've just got beaten by Team Secret. you know, so do many people, so do G2, so do everybody. So, you know, really not the end of the world from Barrage's point of view.
Yeah, they just really need to think about their attacks. They're very, very slow, too slow. I think a lot of teams, especially Horizon, Wind and Real, will be looking at Barrage and saying, we can just do what Secret did. Secret did it pretty well. Why can we not try and recreate similar to what Secret tried to do and really just play more aggressive? You can see the aggressiveness from Meatby. That kill was so important because it gave him that potential clutch. It's a lot easier trying to clutch a 1 versus 2 than it is a 1 versus 3. You know, maybe that was best clutch of the, say, the Prem. Would you say? I don't know.
It was absolutely. I mean, we've had some crackers so far. It's fair to say, but yeah, that one was special, just in terms of the consideration of his movement and the execution of his plan. You could see it from 30 seconds before he did it. Exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to challenge that Thermite and force the Buck downstairs. He did that. He positioned himself perfectly. As soon as the Buck came in, he gave himself every opportunity to beat him, and then out comes the skill. And he